Welcome to My Expat Stories. This one's going to mess with your head because the scam isn't where you think it is. Terry didn't meet her in a bar. He met her at a cooking class. A proper one. Cultural centre. She was the teacher. Professional. Educated. They cooked together twice a week for 3 months before he even asked her for coffee. He met her parents at their house. Met her university friends. This wasn't some obvious bar girl con. This was something else entirely. If you have ever met someone's parents, spent months building trust and still got scammed, this story will shake you. Make sure to like and subscribe for more. Here's Terry. I sat in a hospital waiting room in Chiang Mai at 2 a.m, holding Lawan's hand while the doctor told us her mother needed emergency surgery. 70,000 baht. About 1,700 quid. They needed it now, or they couldn't operate. I didn't hesitate. I said I'd pay it. Lawan cried, said I didn't have to. I said, of course I do. That's what you do for family. And that 1,700 quid was just the beginning. Let me tell you how I got here. My name's Terry. I'm 58 years old. I was a firefighter in Devon for 32 years, station officer for the last 8. I retired in September 2022 with a decent pension and no bloody idea what to do with myself. My wife Lisa died in 2017. Heart attack. She was only 51. No warning. Just gone. We didn't have kids. Always said we would. Never got round to it. After she died, the house felt too quiet. Work was the only thing that kept me going. But then I retired and suddenly I had nothing but time and silence. My mate Steve kept saying I needed to travel. Get out of Devon. See the world. Do something. He'd been to Thailand 3 times. Said it changed his life. I told him I wasn't interested in bar girls and beaches. He said Chiang Mai's different. Cultural, temples, markets, cooking classes. Proper Thailand. Not the tourist nonsense. So in January 2023, I booked a month. Just to see. Just to get away from the empty house and the memories. I arrived in Chiang Mai on a Tuesday. Checked into a guest house near the old city. Clean room, good aircon. The woman who ran it was lovely. Made me feel welcome. Told me about cooking classes at a cultural centre nearby. Said I should try one. Learn to make Thai food. Take my mind off things. I'm not really a cooking bloke. Lisa did most of it. I could manage a fry-up and a Sunday roast, but that was about it. But I had nothing else to do. So the next morning, I walked to the cultural centre and signed up for a beginner's Thai cooking class. That's where I met Lawan. She was the teacher. Maybe 38 years old, wearing a traditional Thai outfit. Hair pulled back, proper professional. She spoke excellent English. Introduced herself. Explained what we'd be cooking. Tom yum soup. Pad Thai. Green curry. Spring rolls. She made it seem easy. Made it fun. There were 8 of us in the class. Mostly couples. 1 other bloke on his own. German fella. We each had our own station. Chopping boards. Woks. Ingredients laid out. Lawan walked around helping everyone. Showing us how to hold the knife properly. How to balance the flavours. She was patient. Never made you feel stupid. I'm not good with my hands in the kitchen. I'm good with an axe and a hose. But a Thai vegetable carving? Not so much. I butchered the spring onion garnish. Lawan came over, smiled. Said it's okay, it takes practice. She showed me again, her hands guiding mine. Gentle, patient. She smelled like lemongrass and jasmine. The food turned out all right. Better than I expected. We all sat down at the end and ate what we'd made. Lawan joined us, chatted with everyone. Asked where we were from. What brought us to Thailand? When she got to me, I said Devon. Retired firefighter. Just having a look around. She said that's lovely. Her uncle was a firefighter in Bangkok. Retired now too. I don't know why I said it, but I said I'd like to do another class. She said they run them 3 times a week. I said I'll book another one then. I went back 2 days later. Different dishes. Massaman curry. Papaya salad. Sticky rice with mango. Lawan remembered me. Said hello, Terry. Good to see you again. That made me feel good, like I wasn't just another tourist. Over the next month, I did 6 classes, twice a week, always with Lawan teaching. I got better, started to actually enjoy it, started to look forward to it. Not just the cooking, but seeing her, talking to her. She'd stay after class sometimes. We'd chat while cleaning up, about food, about Devon, about Thailand, about life. She wasn't like the other Thai women I'd seen around. She wasn't working in a bar, she wasn't asking for anything. She had a real job. She was educated. She'd been to university in Bangkok, studied hospitality management. She was independent, respectable. I liked that. At the end of my month, I was getting ready to fly home. I went to the last class, made green papaya salad and larb. Lawan said I'd come a long way, said I was a natural. I laughed, said I don't know about that. She said, no, really, you're good. After class, I said I was leaving tomorrow. Going back to Devon. She looked disappointed, said that's a shame, said she'd enjoyed teaching me. I said I'd enjoyed learning from her. There was this moment, this pause. Then I said, would you like to get coffee sometime? Before I leave. She smiled, said she'd like that. We met that evening at a cafe near the old city. Just talked. For 2 hours. About her life. About mine. She told me about her family. Her parents lived in a village near Chiang Mai. Her father was a farmer. Her mother helped at the local temple. She sent money home every month. Helped pay for her younger brother's education. He was at university in Bangkok, studying engineering. She asked about Lisa, about what happened. I told her. She listened. Really listened. Didn't just nod and wait for her turn to talk. She reached across the table and touched my hand. Said, I'm sorry. That must have been hard. I said it was. Still is sometimes. When we left the cafe, she said she hoped I'd come back to Chiang Mai. I said I'd like that. She said, if you do, let me know. We can cook together again. I said I'd like that too. I flew back to Devon the next day, but I thought about her more than I expected to. We stayed in touch. Line messages mostly. She'd send me photos of dishes she was teaching. I'd send her photos of my attempts at Thai cooking back home. It was nice. Felt like I had someone to talk to again. 2 months later, in March, I booked another trip. Told her I was coming back. She said she was happy to hear it. Said we should meet up properly this time. Not just at the cooking class. I said I'd like that. I arrived in Chiang Mai in April. She met me at the airport. I didn't expect that. But there she was, holding a little sign with my name on it. Made me laugh. Made me feel special. We went for dinner that night. Not just a cooking class, a restaurant by the river. She wore a blue dress. Looked beautiful. We talked for hours. About everything. About nothing. It felt easy. Natural. Like we'd known each other for years. Over the next 2 weeks, we spent every day together. She took me to temples I'd never have found on my own. Markets where no tourists go. Her favourite noodle shop. A waterfall outside the city where locals swim. She introduced me to her friends. University friends. Professional people. Teachers. Nurses. Office workers. They welcomed me. Made me feel like part of the group. On my last night, she took me to meet her parents. They lived about 40 minutes outside Chiang Mai. Small house. Simple but clean. Wooden. Traditional. Her father was quiet. Didn't speak much English. But he smiled. Shook my hand. Her mother was lovely. Made us dinner. Cooked for hours. They were proud of Lawan. You could see it. Proud she'd been to university. Proud she had a good job. Proud she was helping her brother. After dinner, Lawan and I sat outside. Her parents had gone to bed. We could hear the frogs, the crickets. She said thank you for coming all this way. For spending time with me. I said I should be thanking you. This has been the best 2 weeks I've had since Lisa died. She looked at me. Said I care about you, Terry. I said I care about you too. Then she kissed me. And for the first time in 6 years, I felt like maybe I could be happy again. I flew home the next day. But this time it felt different. I wasn't going home to an empty house. I was going home to plan my next trip. To think about what this could be. To imagine a future that didn't feel so bloody lonely. We talked every day after that. Video calls, messages. She'd tell me about her classes, her students, her family. I'd tell her about Devon, about trying to fill my days, about missing her. She said she missed me too. Said she wished I didn't live so far away. In June I went back. Stayed for 3 weeks this time. It was even better. We fell into a routine. I'd meet her after work. We'd cook together at her apartment. Go for walks. Visit her parents on Sundays. Her mother started calling me Terry Chai, like I was part of the family. Her father taught me how to plant rice. Her brother came home from Bangkok one weekend. Good kid. Smart. Shook my hand. Thanked me for making his sister happy. Everything felt real. Everything felt right. This wasn't some holiday romance. This was something solid. Something that could last. Then in July, just before I was meant to fly home, her mother got sick. Lawan called me at 6 in the morning. I was still half asleep. She was crying. Said her mother had collapsed. They'd taken her to the hospital. The doctors were running tests. She didn't know what was wrong. She was scared. I told her I'd be right there, got dressed, grabbed a taxi. The hospital was on the other side of Chiang Mai. Bumrungrad International. Private hospital. Expensive, but good. I found Lawan in the waiting room. Her eyes were red. Her father was there too, looking worried. Lost. I put my arm around her. Said it'll be okay, we'll figure this out. The doctor came out 2 hours later, spoke to Lawan in Thai. She translated for me. Her mother had a heart problem. Irregular rhythm. They needed to do more tests. Maybe surgery. They'd know more in a few days, but she needed to stay in the hospital. They needed to monitor her. I asked how much. Lawan said the tests alone were 50,000 baht, about 1,200 quid. She looked embarrassed, said they didn't have that kind of money. Her father's farm barely made enough. She sent money home every month, but it wasn't enough for this. She said they'd have to take her to the public hospital. Wait. Hope. I said no. I'll pay for the tests. She said no, Terry, you can't. I said yes, I can. That's what you do for family. She cried. Hugged me. Her father shook my hand, said thank you in broken English, said I was a good man. I paid the 50,000 baht that afternoon. Cash. They ran the tests. 2 days later, the doctor said her mother needed surgery. Valve replacement. It was serious. Without it, she'd get worse. Maybe die. With it, she'd be fine. Live a normal life. But the surgery was expensive. 250,000 baht. About 6,000 quid. Lawan was devastated. Said there was no way they could afford it. Said maybe they could get a loan. But who'd give her father a loan? He was a farmer. He had no collateral. No credit. She was crying, saying she didn't know what to do. I said, I'll pay for it. She said, no. No, Terry, that's too much. I said, it's not too much. It's her life. I have the money. I have a pension. I have savings. What else am I going to spend it on? She said she couldn't ask me to do this. I said, you're not asking. I'm offering. Her father cried when I told him. Actually cried, grabbed my hands, said blessings in Thai. Lawan translated. He said I'd saved his wife's life. Said he'd never forget what I'd done. Said I was family now. Really family. The surgery happened 3 days later. I waited with Lawan and her father for 6 hours. It went well. The doctor said her mother would make a full recovery. She'd need to stay in the hospital for a week, then rest at home for a month. But she'd be okay. Lawan couldn't stop thanking me, kept saying she'd pay me back. I said, don't be daft. You don't pay back family. She kissed me, said she loved me. First time she'd said it. I said I love you too. And I meant it. I flew back to Devon a week later. Her mother was recovering well. I'd spent another 2,000 quid on the hospital stay and medications. But it was worth it. I'd helped the woman who might one day be my mother-in-law, the woman whose daughter I loved. It felt right. Lawan and I talked every day. Video calls. She'd show me her mother, getting stronger, walking around the house, smiling. Her father would wave at the camera, say thank you, Terry. Thank you. Her mother would blow me kisses, call me her angel. In September, I went back to Chiang Mai, stayed for a month this time. Her mother was doing brilliantly, back to her normal self. Cooking, going to the temple. She made me a special dinner, thanked me properly, said I'd given her life back, said Lawan was lucky to have me. I said I was lucky to have Lawan. Everything was perfect. We talked about the future, about me maybe moving to Chiang Mai permanently, selling the house in Devon, getting a retirement visa. We could get married. I could help support her family. We could be together properly, not just visits, actually together. Then in October, her brother had an accident. He was riding his motorbike in Bangkok. Someone hit him, broke his leg, needed surgery. The university insurance didn't cover it all. They needed another 60,000 baht, about 1,500 quid. Lawan called me crying, said she was sorry to ask, said she didn't want to burden me, but they didn't know what else to do. I didn't hesitate. I sent them money the next day. Her brother needed help. He was a good kid, studying hard, had his whole life ahead of him. Of course I'd help. 2 weeks later, there was a problem with her father's farm. The irrigation system broke. Without it, the rice crop would fail. They'd lose everything. They needed 70,000 baht to fix it. About 1,700 quid. Lawan was beside herself. Said it was too much to ask. Said I'd already done so much. I said it's fine, I'll send it. She said, are you sure? I said, of course I'm sure. Family helps family. I sent the money. The irrigation system got fixed. The crop was saved. Her father sent me a video, standing in his rice field, thanking me, saying I'd saved his livelihood, his family, his future. In November, her mother needed follow-up treatment. More tests, more medication. Another 40,000 baht. About 1,000 quid. I sent it. Lawan said she felt terrible. Said she'd pay me back. I said, stop saying that. You're not paying me back. This is what I want to do. Then in December, Lawan's apartment had a leak. Serious one. Damaged her furniture, her clothes. She needed to buy new things, replace what was ruined. Another 50,000 baht. About 1,200 quid. She showed me photos of the damage, the water everywhere, the ruined furniture. I sent the money. She said thank you, said she loved me, said she didn't deserve me. I flew back to Chiang Mai for Christmas, spent 3 weeks there. It was lovely. Her family treated me like royalty. Her mother cooked a special Christmas dinner, Thai-style turkey. Her father gave me a Thai shirt he'd bought. Her brother came home from Bangkok on crutches, still recovering from the accident. Shook my hand. Said I was a good man. Said his sister was lucky. On New Year's Eve, I proposed. Bought a ring in Chiang Mai. Just a simple gold band with a small diamond. We were at her apartment. Just the two of us. I got down on one knee. Said I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me? She said yes. She cried. She said yes. We called her parents. They were over the moon. Her mother cried. Her father said he was proud to call me son. We called her brother. He said congratulations. Said he couldn't wait for the wedding. We started planning. Decided on April. Spring wedding in Chiang Mai. Small ceremony. Just family and close friends. I started the process of selling the house in Devon, getting my retirement visa sorted, moving to Thailand permanently. This was it. This was my new life. But then the requests kept coming. In January, they needed money for the wedding venue. Deposit, 50,000 baht. I sent it. In February, her mother needed dental work. Emergency. Root canal. 30,000 baht. I sent it. In March, her brother needed money for his final semester fees. University increased the costs, 60,000 baht. I sent it. Her father's truck broke down, needed repairs, 40,000 baht. I sent it. The cooking school where she worked had problems. They were cutting her hours. She needed help with rent, 50,000 baht. I sent it. Every time it was urgent, every time it was necessary, every time she apologised, every time I said it's fine. That's what family does. But by March, I'd sent over £70,000. I knew because I'd checked my bank account, planning the move, checking my finances, making sure I had enough to live on. And I saw the number, £73,400. Gone. To Lawan, to her family, to emergencies and accidents, and problems that kept happening. I sat there in my empty house in Devon staring at my laptop screen, trying to make sense of it, trying to understand how I'd sent that much money in less than a year, trying to remember when it had stopped feeling like helping and started feeling like something else. I called my mate Steve, the one who'd told me to go to Thailand. Told him everything. He went quiet. Then he said, "Mate, you need to be careful. That's a lot of money. Are you sure this is real?" I said, "Of course it's real. I met her parents. I met her friends. I've been to her apartment, to the cooking school. Everything's real." He said, "Yeah, but 73 grand. In less than a year. That's not normal, Terry. Even for helping family, that's not normal." I got defensive. Told him he didn't understand. Told him Lawan wasn't like that. Told him I knew what I was doing. But after I hung up, his words stayed with me. 73 grand. In less than a year. Was that normal? I started thinking. About the emergencies. About how they kept coming. One after another. Her mother's heart surgery. Her brother's accident. The farm, the leak. The wedding. The dental work. The university fees. The truck. The rent. It never stopped. There was always something. Scrolled through our messages. Looked at the requests. Looked at how she asked. How she always said she was sorry. How she always said she'd pay me back. How she always said I didn't have to. But I always did. Every single time. Then I did something I hadn't done before. I Googled Thailand romance scam. I don't know why, just curiosity, just wanting to prove Steve wrong, just wanting to see that this wasn't what I thought it wasn't. The articles came up, hundreds of them, stories just like mine. Western men, Thai women, medical emergencies, family problems, money requests, escalating, never ending, fake families, fake friends, fake everything. I felt sick, actually sick. No, not Lawan, not her. I met her parents, I met her friends, I met her brother. I've been to her father's farm, I've been to her mother's house. It was real, all of it was real. But was it? I sat there for 3 hours, reading story after story, everyone the same, met in a legitimate place, took it slow, met the family. Everything seemed real, until it wasn't, until the man realised the family were actors, the friends were in on it, the emergencies were fake. The whole thing was a con. No, not Lawan, not her, but I needed to know. I needed to be sure. I booked a flight to Chiang Mai, didn't tell her I was coming, just booked it. 1 week away. I'd surprise her. Show up at the cooking school, see her face when she saw me, see if everything was really what she said it was, see if Steve was wrong, see if the internet was wrong, see if I was just being paranoid. Because I loved her, and if I was wrong about this, if I was doubting her for no reason, I'd never forgive myself. But if I was right, I didn't want to think about that, couldn't think about that. Not yet. I landed in Chiang Mai on a Thursday morning. Didn't tell Lawan I was coming, didn't message her, just got a taxi straight to the cultural centre where she taught, the cooking school, where we'd met, where this all started. I walked in at 10 in the morning. There was a class going on. I could see through the window, but Lawan wasn't teaching. It was a different woman, older, maybe 50. I waited until the class finished, went inside, asked the woman if Lawan was working today. She looked confused, said, "Lawan? No one here called Lawan." I said she teaches here. Beginner Thai cooking classes. Has done for years. The woman shook her head. Said she'd been teaching there for 12 years. She was the only instructor. There was no one called Lawan. I showed her a photo on my phone. Me and Lawan at the cooking school. The woman looked at it carefully. Then she said, "Oh, that's porn. She worked here maybe 6 months. Year ago. Helped with prep work. Cleaning. She wasn't a teacher, she was let go for stealing. Porn. Not Lawan. Porn. A prep worker who got sacked for stealing. I asked if she knew where Porn lived. The woman said no. Said she just stopped showing up one day. No forwarding address, no contact information. Nothing. I stood there in that cooking school, the place where I'd met her, where we'd made pad thai and green curry, where I'd fallen in love with her, and none of it was real. She didn't work there. She wasn't a teacher. She wasn't even called Lawan. I went to her apartment next, the one I'd been to dozens of times, the one where we'd cooked together, where I'd proposed. I knew the building, I knew the floor. Number 4B. I knocked. No answer. I knocked again. An old Thai man opened the door, looked annoyed. I said, "I'm looking for Lawan." He said, "No Lawan here." I said, "She lives here." 4B. He said he's lived here 15 years. No Lawan, no Farang visitors. I showed him the photo. He looked at it, shook his head, said he'd never seen her. Wrong apartment. Had to be. I checked the building. Same one. I was sure of it. I asked the security guard downstairs, showed him Lawan's photo. Asked if she lived here. He said no. Checked his records. No one by that name. Ever. I sat on the steps outside that building for 20 minutes, trying to understand, trying to make sense of it. How did I spend 3 weeks in an apartment that wasn't hers? How did I propose in a home she didn't live in? Where was I? Then I remembered. The first time I went to her apartment, she'd met me outside, said her key was tricky, let us in herself. Every time after that, same thing. She always let me in. I never had a key, never waited in the lobby. She always met me outside, always opened the door. It wasn't her apartment, it was a short-term rental. Maybe an Airbnb, maybe borrowed from a friend. Maybe she had a key for a few weeks, just long enough to convince me it was real, just long enough to make me believe. I drove out to her parents' house, or what I thought was her parents' house. The village outside Chiang Mai. I remembered the way, the dirt roads, the rice fields, the wooden house with the blue roof. I found it, parked outside, knocked on the door. A Thai woman answered. Not Lawan's mother. Someone else. Maybe 60. I asked if Lawan's parents lived here. She looked confused. Said she'd lived here 20 years. Owned the house. No daughter called Lawan. No husband who was a farmer. I showed her the photos on my phone. Christmas dinner. New Year's. Her parents smiling. The woman looked at them, studied the background, said, "This is my house, but I don't know these people. Someone rented it maybe. For photos, happens sometimes. Rented it. For photos, to convince me. To make me believe I'd met her family. To make me believe this was real. I called Lawan. It rang and rang. Voicemail. I tried again. Disconnected. I tried line. Blocked. I tried her email. Bounced back. She was gone. Whoever she was, whatever her real name was. Gone. I went to the police. Showed them everything. The bank transfers, the photos, the messages. The officer was sympathetic but realistic. Said this happens often. Professional scammers. They target lonely foreigners. Create elaborate cons, fake families, rented locations, actors. All of it planned. The money's gone. Moved through multiple accounts. Untraceable. He said I could file a report. But don't expect the money back. Don't expect to find her. She's probably already working on someone else. Different name, different story. Same scam. I flew back to Devon 2 days later. Sat in my house. The one I'd been about to sell. The one I was going to leave forever to be with her. And I went through my bank statements one more time. £73,400. Gone. To a woman whose real name I don't know. To fake emergencies. To fake parents. To a fake brother at a real university. To a fake life I thought was mine. Her mother never had heart surgery. Her brother never had a motorbike accident. Her father's farm didn't exist. The apartment wasn't hers. The cooking school let her go for stealing. Everything I believed was a lie. Every moment we shared was a performance. Every I love you was part of the script. I'm still in Devon. Still in the house. Didn't sell it. Can't afford to retire now anyway. I'm doing odd jobs. Bit of fire safety consulting. Whatever pays. The pension isn't enough anymore. Not after losing 73 grand. I haven't been back to Thailand. Don't think I will. Don't trust myself anymore. Don't trust my judgment. If I could fall for that, what else could I fall for? My mate Steve was right. It wasn't normal. None of it was normal. But I wanted it to be real so badly that I made it real in my head. I ignored every warning sign because I was lonely, and she made me feel needed. Made me feel like I mattered. Made me feel like I had a family again. That's what they do. They find the lonely ones, the ones who've lost someone, the ones looking for something to fill the empty space. And they fill it with fake love and fake families and fake futures, until your bank account's empty and they're gone. I learned that being a firefighter for 32 years doesn't protect you from getting burned. That meeting someone's parents doesn't mean they're real. That taking things slow doesn't mean you're being careful. It just means the con takes longer and costs more. The cooking classes were real, the food was real, the cultural centre was real. Everything else, actors and rentals and lies, that's my story. £73,000 to a cooking school, prep worker who pretended to be a teacher, pretended to have a sick mother, pretended to love me. I met her parents at Christmas. I proposed on New Year's Eve. I planned to sell my house and move to Thailand permanently. And none of it was real. Not one single moment. And that was Terry's story, a retired firefighter from Devon who spent 3 months taking cooking classes before he even asked her for coffee, who met her parents multiple times, who proposed on New Year's Eve, and who lost £73,000 to a woman whose real name he'll never know. The cooking school was real. The cultural centre was real. Everything else was a performance designed to empty his bank account. Terry's back in Devon now, doing consulting work, trying to rebuild what he lost. Have you ever met someone's family and still got scammed? Let us know in the comments. And if you've got a story from Thailand, we want to hear it. Catch you in the next one.